Life is full of exciting moments. Whether you're buying a new home, opening an account as you welcome a new family member, or planning for retirement, you need a bank that's there when it matters. At Atlantic Union Bank, you'll find helpful people and digital tools to make banking for all of life's moments a little easier. Because you deserve a financial partner who cares as much as you do. Call, visit us online, or drop by a branch to learn more. Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
It's game time. And if you've got a hunch about this NBA season, you could turn it into a big win on FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Ooh, that guy's hotter than a microwave burrito.
Now that's a red hot hunch.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus vest that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at fanduel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to another episode of Fringe
Beyond Limits.
I feel so good. Like, fantastic.
I hope so. Well, you did start drinking already, so.
This is true. It's
You had your coffee, you went straight from coffee to beer.
to beer. It's what time was it? 9:30.
Something like that.
Started on my
Hey,
first
I mean, with
beer.
the time change, it just means you get to start
5
early.
o'clock somewhere.
It's 5. Yeah, it's actually 4 o'clock now because it's the time
Stupid
change.
time change.
Weren't
Yeah.
you up at, like, you said the butt crack of dawn?
Yeah, I was. I slept like horse shit last night, and I was up at 5:30, which really would have been 4:30, and I've just been up ever since.
You want a ribbon?
I want a cookie,
Oh, I forgot to bring, I was going to bring cookies.
motherfucker. How dare
Next
you?
time.
All right.
How have you
Well,
guys been? I feel like it's been a minute.
I feel as though it's been a while too, but no, I've been fine. Fine for me. Bree,
I mean, there's stuff going on, but yeah, it's fine.
fun stuff.
Fine, fun stuff.
It's not, I wouldn't say fun,
Mm-hmm.
but hopefully good results in the future.
So
I'm torturing myself for good results.
does this have something to do with your venereal disease?
Yep. How'd you know?
Well, all right. Listen, I hope you can kick that. You know, the penicillin works great. So good luck with that.
Oh, that it really does?
Mhm.
Oh, I should try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Lynette, how you be?
I'm tired.
Yeah, I see that. You've been fumbling around all morning with
She's
your
not getting my
Pulling her
headset.
hair out with her headphones.
twice.
First, I ripped it off, or ripped a chunk of hair out,
Yeah,
and then it smashed me in the eyeball.
yeah.
We can't do these early sessions on a time change day.
That's why I started drinking.
Does it help with motor function?
No, but it makes me feel better about them.
Yeah.
So, I'm rocking a new look today.
Oh, God. You
It-
guys are so lucky you can't
Is it-
see him.
It's a very creepy look.
Listen, the handlebar mustache.
Your wife doesn't even like it.
You can't bring it back.
Oh, it's. I'm going to bring it back.
No.
I have already brought sexy back,
I know, and it's dead now.
and now
It only lasted like a second, if that.
now I'm bringing lustful gazes back. People are going to stare at me and be like, you know what? That guy probably touches kids.
Exactly. That's why you look like a creep muffin.
Yeah,
A
you
cream
know,
muffin.
I'm debating whether to keep it for work tomorrow or not.
You might get fired.
You think so?
Is your office near a school?
Probably. I'm not exactly sure. But
Like, you meet that stereotype of this one creeper, this creep muffin who's walking around our neighborhood.
sir, can I see your ID, please?
Yeah.
All right. Well, things that keep you up at night, right? Does anybody want to go first, or do you guys want me to go first?
Why don't you go first?
All right. You want to think first thing in the morning? All right.
You might get funnier answers.
This is true. All right. So here's mine. If you had to write a book about a hopeless romantic finally realizing that no amount of effort can move a heart that does not want you, what would the last line be?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
I didn't process.
Yeah. I don't think you were listening.
Does not compute.
Were you even listening, or you were distracted?
No, I'll just keep talking.
Yeah. So if you had to write a book about a hopeless romantic finally realizing that no amount of effort can move a heart that does not want you, what would the last line of that book be?
Kind of confusing. I don't know.
What are you confused about?
The meaning of what you just said.
All right, you're writing a book.
Yes.
And the main character is a hopeless romantic, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
That part I get.
Okay. So he finally realizes that she that no matter how much effort he puts into the pursuit of the one he wants,
It
won't happen. Like he can't change the person. He can't make that person fall in love with.
Okay.
So what would the last line of that book be then?
My heart is bleeding.
Okay.
Yep.
Deep thoughts with Brianna.
I can't think deep right now. I think we need to pre-screen your keeping you up at night. So
I know.
I can noodle on that.
Well, here's the thing. I have a list of things, and I don't know which one I'm picking until I start reading it.
Oh.
So I'm in the same boat as you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, folks. We need to talk about something very important. Your body odor. Specifically, the kind that sneaks up on you, takes you hostage, and makes you wonder if your deodorant is actually working or just mocking you. Listen, I used to think I had things under control. I showered, used deodorant, even tried the old extra cologne to cover up the funk trick. But no matter what, by midday, my pits, and worse, my lower regions, smelled like a locker room that had been left to marinate in the sun. That is until I discovered Mando whole body deodorant. And let me tell you, I'm obsessed with this stuff. This is not just your average deodorant. This is a game changer. Mando is designed to be used anywhere. Yes, anywhere. I put this on my armpits, my feet, my belly button, because let's be honest, that thing is a secret stink trap. And of course, the grundle. Folks, let me tell you, my grundle has never smelled better. We're talking fresh, confident, no fear of sudden movements levels of clean. The first time I used Mando, I was expecting just a basic deodorant experience. But hours later, when I should have been in that, maybe I should freshen up phase, I smelled fantastic. I even did a sniff test. Don't judge me. And I was shocked. This stuff is clinically proven to block odor all day and control it for up to 72 hours. And I can vouch for that. I used it before a long flight, and by the time I landed, I wasn't just not gross, I was actively fresh. That has never happened to me. And what makes Mando different? Well, for starters, it's powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. It's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, and comes in amazing scents like bourbon leather, clover woods, and Mount Fuji. Personally, I'm all about the bourbon leather. It makes me feel like a sophisticated gentleman, even when I'm just in sweatpants binge-watching TV. And listen, if you want to smell better, feel fresher, and finally stop worrying about surprise stink attacks, you've got to try it. Mando's starter pack is the perfect way to begin. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, plus 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And because I love you, and because I know you need this, you can get $5 off with our exclusive promo code FRINGE at shopmando.com. That's SHOPANDO.com. I'm telling you, this stuff is a lifesaver. Use code FRINGE, grab your starter pack, and finally stop waging war against your own nostrils. Trust me, your pits, your bits, and probably everyone within the 5-foot radius will thank you.
Welp, I tried. Welp. No, I don't know.
Well,
Is there something wrong with me?
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Fuck that bitch.
Wow.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. I love your introspective view, guys. This is fantastic. I would go with something along the lines of, and for the rest of my days, I wondered what I did wrong.
Ooh. He's got to be so, like, serious.
Listen, so with all the shit that comes out of my mouth, I do need to have
literally or
side.
figuratively?
Like both. I am the yin to my own yang.
Mm.
You know, like I am the enigma that everyone wonders and ponders about. You know, so as much shit that flies out of my mouth, I gotta have some good thoughts.
Yeah, you're a deep thinker.
Thanks. Wish that happened in the bedroom. Don't go too deep there. Just shallow end of the pool.
Shallow end of the pool.
So, who wants to go next?
I can go.
All right.
Okay. Let's say, what if you restarted your life from scratch? Would you end up in the same place?
Do I know what I did already?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Like, you just restarted from scratch. Let's say, like, there's things like, I wish I would have done this.
Sure.
And you restarted from scratch doing it, whatever it is. Would you end up in the same place you are today?
That's a great question, actually.
See, I can think good stuff every once in a while.
No, you do a good Google job.
Well, we were kind of talking about that.
We were.
We had a sidebar chat or whatever the other day, but I kind of think you'd end up in the same spot, more or less.
So,
I mean, the house might be different, the characters might be different, but I feel like the themes would still be there.
yeah. So I watched a movie years ago with, can't remember her goddamn name, Gwyneth Paltrow, called Sliding Doors.
I did not do that movie.
It's actually not a bad movie. Kind of a chick flick.
Okay.
But it's a pretty cool concept.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Yep.
Really, really cool. So the premise of the story is I'm not sure if she got fired or she left work early for some reason, and she's going home and she misses her train. And I think she's in London. She misses her train.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that part of the story, it branches off into two different routes. One route, she misses the train. The other route, she catches the train. Okay. And it goes, and then it plays side by side. The two storylines play side by side.
Oh, wow.
Okay. It's pretty cool. And then
do they actually do a split screen type
sometimes,
of thing? Okay.
sometimes, or they'll just
they
whole,
bounce back and forth.
Right.
Okay.
And then at the very end of the movie, they both reach the same point.
No.
You know, so that's what I thought of when you asked that. And I would have to say, yeah, I mean, I think in this lifetime, in this dimension, in this universe, you're meant to do X. And it doesn't matter what choices, you're always going to end up in the same spot and have the same feelings and have the same difficulties.
The same challenges or experiences, yeah.
So my question, and this just popped in my head with this. Let's say, like, right now, you were a criminal. You were in jail. And you restarted your life from scratch, so you don't, and then because you want to be good, would you still end up a criminal in jail?
Maybe not in jail as the literal sense,
like
but
the bars and doors.
Right, but maybe a jail figuratively, maybe you'd be stuck in a situation.
Okay. Mental jail.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm just opening up my second beer.
Oh. Ka-dong.
I might have to take a break and get another one during this episode.
I was going to say, you're going to have to go to the bathroom.
I got a bottle.
Oh,
got an empty bottle. Don't worry about it.
My husband had to do that while we were in the car on our way to Key West.
Yeah, but he used like a sippy cup because his penis is small.
Ew. He used his to-go cup that we just had lunch. We had like lunch and we ate in the car. And he's like, I need to go. And we were stuck in a line because it was traffic and we couldn't move. So he's like, I have to go. I'm like, oh, God. And he's doing it right there. I'm like, I don't want to watch. And I'm like, I hoped it really didn't smell too. Because you know how sometimes that urine
Yeah, like asparagus.
Well, hopefully you didn't leave the cup in the car and then you're like,
No,
Yeah,
right when
in
we
Key
got
West,
done, I
it's,
told him
like,
to throw it out
hot.
right away. Like, right, I was like, "You're throwing it out now."
Sick.
All right. Thank you for that story.
You're welcome.
Now I think even less of Brian. Never thought I could get there. Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Lynette.
All right. I also have a life question.
Okay.
So, if your life was really like the Truman Show, as if people were watching you, how would you classify your life? Like, would your life be a comedy? Would it be a drama? Would it be boring? Would it be a rom-com, action movie? What would you classify your life as?
Mine would be a fucking comedy. It would be a comedy in the sense of Shakespeare's comedy, like a tragic comedy.
Tragic comedy?
Yes. Yes, that would be mine. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Say that mine would be like a drama comedy.
Dramedy.
A dramedy?
Dramedy, yeah.
Okay, and then the second part to my question is, are you okay with that? How do you feel about that being the theme for your life?
I think I was built for that. So I think I have big shoulders for a reason. I think I'm made to carry others and help them. And my sense of humor helps along the way. It helps me compartmentalize.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind just because like it's got some comedy in it. So the fact that like you have some light into that drama, that you're not always depressed and whatever, you got like some humor in your life. So
yeah. I mean, sometimes I think it's really like a plot twist. Like you're having a shitty day and I don't know, you go to the fridge to get water and you, instead of getting ice, you just pour water all over the floor. And you're like, really, guys? Like, this is not funny.
Right.
Like, I feel like I talk to the imaginary audience that's messing with my life.
All right. Lynette, you never gave us your answer.
I would think... I feel like... What are those shows called where... like Saturday Night Live where they have like...
show.
Yeah, like one of those compilation. I feel like...
So you would be the SNL of...
Or I'm thinking of like, what was that one show? It was like SNL as a kid, but it was
Mad
like
TV.
Roundhouse or Mad TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In
Living Color?
It's got a name for it though. A variety show.
A variety
That's what
show.
I feel like.
Yes. All right. Are you okay with it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Mostly because I don't know any other way, right?
That's true.
I wouldn't want it to be boring.
No. Can you imagine if I was boring?
We wouldn't be here right now.
This
no,
is
we
true.
wouldn't. I would not.
Yeah.
I don't think you would be with Missy.
Missy wouldn't be with me. And I'd be happier. So,
Oh, jeez.
but
Not true.
all right.
Nobody would yell at you about that mustache, though.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she literally
But how would you
said-
dress yourself? You're colorblind. You'd be a hot mess.
I know, but that's why you always see me wearing solid colors, and I rarely wear like pastel-y or like weird colors. Even though I do like them, I just see the wrong ones.
Yeah.
So
I was also thinking she wouldn't be yelling at you too to hurry up, you're pooping.
I know. I mean, Jesus Christ, just let me fucking shit in peace.
Hurry up and poop.
All the time. All the time.
Well, that's why
I'm
you get
like,
married.
No, it's not. All right. So what are you talking about today?
The Roman Empire.
The Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like gladiators and stuff.
Mm.
Or like a woman's Roman Empire. Like that
Hey.
whole
Hey, Jimmy.
Ooh, yeah.
trend that went around.
Do you?
We're talking about toga parties?
Ooh.
Hmm.
I like a good toga party. Have you guys ever been?
No.
No?
I feel like that was a 70s thing.
No, it's probably more like an 80s.
Close
80s
enough.
and early 90s.
Hmm.
You know.
When did Animal House come out?
Oh, that came out in like the 70s.
Oh, that's why I guess.
They
Yeah.
still did it when I was in college. I just
Yeah?
never went to one.
I don't know what the appeal is about wearing sheets.
Well, I mean, we could ask the KKK that.
I was thinking Halloween like ghosts. Jeez, you had to go there.
I mean, well, you know, it's a ghost with a pointy hat.
I guess so.
Like, what if it was a ghost?
Maybe it's a ghost with a dunce cap.
Exactly what I was about to say. Exactly.
That is awesome.
You stole the
Stupid
words
ghost.
right out of my mouth.
Stupid ghost.
I love that.
Yeah. And go sit in the corner, Timmy, with your dunce hat on.
Can you imagine if they still did that in school these days?
Did you ever see the South Park where Cartman dressed up like a ghost for Halloween and it was a KKK outfit because he had a pointy hat? Oh, it was so. I mean, it's like early on, like the first 2 seasons. Oh, it's so funny. And like chef was like, what the hell?
Right.
And so today talk about how the Roman Empire possibly never went away.
Boom, boom, boom.
What do you guys think before we jump in? Do you think it's a possibility?
I never really thought about it, so I can't tell you.
I have a question. You say that a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
Butterflies, rainbows, and unicorns.
My mom just gagged.
That's why I said that.
Well,
if she listens to this.
She gagged for another reason.
Oh, gross.
I know.
Fairies.
It's not nice to name call. Miss Lynette?
Well, I don't know. If you kind of go with the whole energy cannot be created or destroyed, I tend to believe that it just transferred.
Okay.
It evolved.
Okay. Well, let's jump in and see what everyone else thinks. So the idea that the Roman Empire never truly fell, but instead transformed into different structures of power that persist to this day, is a theory that bridges historical analysis and speculative thought. While traditionally the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD is seen as the end of Roman dominance, this perspective argues that the empire's systems of governance, law, culture, and economy were too deeply rooted to vanish completely. Instead, they adapted, continuing to shape societies and institutions across centuries. So the exploration will trace the transformation of Rome's legacy through time, examining how its influence endured in religious institutions like the Catholic Church, political entities like the Holy Roman Empire, legal systems, economic practices, modern powers such as the European Union. Finally, we'll assess which contemporary entities might be considered the new Rome in terms of power and influence.
I was just hoping you had some sort of epic music clip to play.
You know
like
what?
The opening of like Gladiator.
Yeah, that would have been great if you would have told me like before we started recording.
Well, I didn't think the thunk.
Should we restart our lives for this?
No. We're just going to power through this. Just insert song now.
Yeah, insert song now.
The fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD, marked by the deposition of the last Roman emperor Romulus Augustulus by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer, is commonly regarded as the end of the Roman rule in the West. However, this event was not a sudden collapse, but part of a gradual transformation in which Roman systems and ideas persisted, adapted, and merged into new power structures. The decline of the Western Roman Empire was a process spanning centuries characterized by internal and external pressures. Economic instability, heavy taxation, inflation, and reliance on slave labor weakened the economic foundation of the empire. The empire's vast borders stretched its military thin, making it vulnerable to invasions from groups such as the Visigoths, the Vandals, and Huns. Infighting among Roman elites and frequent changes in leadership destabilized the empire. The empire's multicultural composition created difficulties in maintaining a cohesive identity, and despite the political collapse of the Western Roman Empire, its infrastructure, culture, and governance systems persisted. Roman roads, aqueducts, and urban centers continued to serve as the backbone of medieval Europe, while the legacy of Roman law and administration influenced the emerging kingdoms. The so-called barbarian kingdoms that arose in place of the Western Roman Empire, such as the Ostrogoths in Italy, the Visigoths in Spain, and the Franks in Gaul,
Franks
often adopted Roman customs and governance structure to legitimize their rule. These rulers maintained a Roman taxation systems and administrative hierarchies, preserved Latin as the language of law and governance, built upon Roman architectural and engineering principles. Rather than disappearing, Romans' influence shifted, becoming the foundation of the development of medieval Europe. The Catholic Church, which emerged as a dominant institution within the Roman Empire, became one of the most significant heirs to Rome's legacy. With its integration into Roman society under Emperor Constantine and its ascension as the primary authority after the empire's fall, the Church preserved and propagated Roman traditions across Europe. In 313 AD, Emperor Constantine's Edict of Milan legalized Christianity.
It's game time. And if you've got a hunch about this NBA season, you could turn it into a big win on FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Ooh, that guy's hotter than a microwave burrito.
Now that's a red hot hunch.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus vest that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at fanduel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dogs deserve the best, and that means fresh, healthy food. Unlike other brands, Ollie offers 5 flavors that are as nutritious as they are delicious, all made in U.S. kitchens without harmful fillers or preservatives. Head to ollie.com, tell them all about your dog, and use code HAPPYPUP to get 60% off your welcome kit with a bonus. You'll get a storage container for a mess-free experience, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee if your dog doesn't lick the bowl clean.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Sign up for Greenlight today at greenlight.com/podcast.
Setting the stage for the church's expansion. By the late 4th century, Emperor Theodosius I declared Christianity the state religion of the Roman Empire. These developments intertwined the church with the Roman state, granting it a central role in governance and culture. I always found it unusual why you would have to have a religion based, or what was it?
Basically, your country has to identify with some religion, even though we try to say we separate church and state. But I was straight up thinking that. I was like, why does any country have to elect?
Right.
It's a personal.
Yeah. It should be a freedom that you could believe whatever you want.
Yeah. It should be your own personal expression. And if you congregate and meet up with people of like mind, then that's what you do. But it shouldn't be.
Right.
This country is a Muslim country, a Catholic country, Buddhist country, like whatever.
Yeah, I agree. It should be a personal thing, a personal reflection, personal choice.
Maybe I get it back in the 300s.
Well, I mean,
but it's still a thing today.
Yeah, no, it is. Especially nowadays in the climate that we're going through. I just always found that odd. And, why do you have to wear the cross on your chest? It's just weird. So, adoption of Roman administration, the church mirrored the hierarchical structure of the Roman government, with bishops overseeing dioceses modeled after Roman provinces. Latin became the liturgical and administrative language of the church, ensuring continuity with Roman intellectual traditions. The church's canon law borrowed heavily from Roman legal principles, shaping its governance and its influence over secular rulers.
So the laws and the religion are all in Latin that nobody else can read or interpret.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like a power move.
Oh, definitely. And so basically the only thing is by the powers that be. And it hasn't changed to this day, no matter where you are. You just have to, it's based on whoever's in charge's interpretation, right?
Mm-hmm.
After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the Catholic Church filled the power vacuum, becoming a unifying force across Europe. The Pope emerged as both a spiritual leader and a temporal authority, often wielding influence equal or greater than that of kings. The Church often acted as a mediator in disputes between European rulers, maintaining stability in a fragmented political landscape. The Church preserved Roman literature, philosophy, and science through its monastic traditions, ensuring the survival of classical knowledge during the Middle Ages. The Church accumulated vast tracts of land and wealth, becoming a dominant economic force. Probably the most wealthy entity in the world.
100%.
I mean,
both from a financial, but also from resources, materials, and things that are priceless.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
and information. You know what I'm saying? Like
even
wealthy on
real
all
estate.
fronts. Yeah.
Real estate.
I mean,
in some big cities, they have churches and cathedrals take up a whole city block.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how expensive that is in downtown Chicago, where there's several.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's like McDonald's
This is true.
or Starbucks.
Well, I mean,
Subway.
depending on which church you go to, there is a possibility of some children getting a Big Mac.
Oh, gosh. You totally just
Anyways.
came up with that one.
I did. I came right off the top of the dome. So the Vatican is a sovereign state established in 1929. The Vatican serves as the seat of the papacy and a symbol of Rome's enduring legacy. Moral and political authority, the Church influences international policy on issues such as poverty, migration, and human rights. I call bullshit on that. The Church does not have policy and issues on poverty because with all their wealth, they could eliminate poverty.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's maybe human rights. Maybe they have a guideline, for human rights. But then again, their handling of Father Touchy.
Yeah, but think about all the orphanages and stuff like that. They they did not treat
No, they did not. You're absolutely right.
children or the schools and stuff. They did not.
I have a question. Now that you bring up orphanages, like there is a lot of children that need adopting.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they stay? I have never seen an orphanage in my life.
Majority of it's foster homes now.
Yeah, but there still has to be a place. Like when they say, well, we
It's
got
like a strip mall on
like
side of the
is
road.
it
There's foster homes, and then there's family homes. There's like there's sort of different names. Like that's not foster homes. Like a big like
group
home. Yeah.
You know what? This is, I think, a way of helping more kids get adopted is if you do it like when you rescue a dog. Put a
Have
playpen
them behind
up,
cages.
put a playpen up on the sidewalk of like Walmart. Have the kids crawling around there. Parents can come up, pick one up, play with it, and like, no, next one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What about the teenagers? You're gonna have them crawling around too?
Teenagers, you could put up. You could
Just
set
put
up
them in front of a
arcades.
TV.
Yeah, arcades.
Just give them video.
Yeah, yeah,
They'll just sit there.
yeah, yeah.
Got their Takis and their Cheetos
Yeah.
and their.
Yeah. I mean, like the teens, you have to treat like senior dogs. Like this, and they only got a couple years left.
Oh
Well, not of life, but like
right. It's just
in foster care.
It's just childhood. They
Yeah,
have
childhood.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I mean, again, just off the top of the dome. Again, this beer is helping me.
We see that.
So the global reach with over 1 billion adherents, the church continues to shape culture and political landscapes worldwide. The Holy Roman Empire, established in 800 AD with the coronation of Charlemagne by Pope Leo III, explicitly. Why can't
Explicitly.
Yeah, I cannot say any words.
I thought you said this beer was helping.
It was. So explicitly claimed to be the continuation of the Roman Empire. This new political entity combined Roman traditions with medieval European governance, reinforcing the legacy of Rome for over a millennium. Charlemagne's coronation as Emperor of the Romans symbolized the revival of imperial authority in the West. The Holy Roman Empire's rulers often invoked their connection to Rome to legitimize their power. This connection was evident in emperors used titles such as Imperator Romanorum and Imperial Regalia, often incorporated Roman imagery. Roman law influenced the empire's legal frameworks, providing a basis for governance. Latin, again, was the language of administration, scholarship, and the church, linking the empire to its Roman heritage. The Holy Roman Empire's legitimacy was closely tied to the Catholic Church, which acted as a spiritual guarantor of imperial authority. The Pope's role in crowning emperors underscored the alliance between religious and secular power. The empire's decentralized structure, with semi-autonomous principalities and kingdoms, laid the groundwork for modern federal systems. The empire served as a melting pot of Roman, Germanic, and Christian traditions, influencing the development of European identity. Although the Holy Roman Empire dissolved in 1806, its legacy endures in the political and cultural frameworks of Europe. So, one thing that I always found kind of neat was when Napoleon was crowned, was it King of France? So during the coronation, every time someone is crowned, the Pope would always place the crown on said person's head.
Mm-hmm.
Because like this says the Pope was the head of Europe, of everything, right?
Right.
Napoleon took the crown from him and crowned himself. So the imagery there is like the Pope has no power. I'm the power.
That was just like a
That was
slap in the face.
100%. 100, and everyone was stunned when that happened. And that could have been possibly one.
How could he reach?
He wasn't that short. People say he was like average height, like for back then. So, I think he was like Napoleon height. Let's see.
5'2".
5'6".
You said one. You said 5'6". The other says 5'2".
So the Google machine is wrong.
Yeah, the Google machine is giving different. So between 5'2" and 5'6" in 1800s. I mean, he died in 1821. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think.
So is that just a twist of history to make him sound like a little man with a big
ego? Maybe, very possible.
Mm.
I mean, again, the history is written by the victors, and he was only a victor for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So, Roman law is perhaps Rome's most enduring legacy, influencing legal traditions worldwide, codified under Emperor Justinian I as the Corpus Juris Civilis. Roman law provided a framework for governance, commerce, and civil rights that continues to shape modern legal systems. I have a question. Why is like all the Roman words always Corpus Juris Civilis? Like there's always an S at the end. Have you noticed that?
Because they like their S's.
Well, Italian, all the words typically end in vowels.
Well, yeah, but Italians were Romans.
Yeah, well, apparently not.
Wow.
Damn.
Because maybe they couldn't carve the S's, so they switched to E's and I's. I mean, how do you carve a round?
I don't know. I'm not a carver.
Mason.
Yeah.
A carver.
I'm not a carver. I'm a Paoletti.
Corey carver.
Paoletti. That sounds good, doesn't it? Paoletti.
Paolettis.
Mi chiamo Francesco Paoletti.
You got to put an S on the end.
No, I'm Italian.
Paoletius.
I hate you guys.
I just let pale lettuce. What kind of lettuce? Iceberg?
Lettuce. What kind of pale lettuce?
Pale lettuce.
The Corpus Juris Civilis, which is the body of civil law, was a monumental achievement in legal history comprising 4 parts. The Codex Justinianus, I can't even say it, a compilation of existing Roman laws. The Digest, which are summaries of legal opinions and interpretations by Roman jurists. The Institutes, a textbook for law students summarizing legal principles. And the Nouvelles Constitutions, new laws enacted after the initial compilation. This codification ensured the survival of Roman legal principles, influencing both the Byzantine Empire and medieval Europe. During the 12th century, Roman law was revived in Western Europe through the study of the Justinian Code at universities like Bologna. This revival played a critical role in civil law systems. Countries such as France, Spain, and Italy developed legal codes based on Roman law, emphasizing codification in written statutes. In canon law, the Catholic Church incorporated Roman principles in its governance, influencing secular authorities. Roman law underpins the legal system of over 150 countries, particularly in Europe, Latin America, and parts of Asia. Even common law systems in the UK and the US has integrated Roman concepts such as habeas corpus, subpoena, and due process.
I hate that there's a B in subpoena. Just saying.
Well, it's subpoena. Subpoena.
And that's not like how people say
I know,
it,
people do.
They just say subpoena.
Subpoena, yeah.
Yeah, it's a silent B.
Yeah, but it's not silent. It should be subpoena.
Meh.
Subpoena.
I heard you say pina, like a
I
pineapple.
I did say it.
Actually, I'm in hearing PETA.
I think we're all hungry. We didn't have breakfast.
We did not. This is true. So, see, if we had a, an intern, they could run out and get us,
Be like bagels.
Yeah, moons over my hammy.
Missy could be an intern.
She doesn't listen to me when I really need something. She's not going to listen to me now.
You're like, my leg is bending the opposite direction it needs to. Yeah, rub some dirt on.
Pretty much.
No, she'd be like, suck it up.
Pretty much. Yeah, when I was on crutches, she's like, suck it up. And I'm like, really? So property rights. Roman distinctions between public and private property continued to shape modern laws. Contract law. Roman principles of mutual consent and obligations form the basis of commercial agreements and codified legal systems. Modern constitutions and civil codes reflect Roman frameworks. European monarchies often sought to connect their rule to Roman Empire using its legacy to legitimize their authority. This connection was evident in their titles, rituals, and governance structures. Divine right of kings. Monarchs claimed their authority derived from God, echoing the divine status of Roman emperors. Symbolism titles. Rulers adopted Roman-inspired titles such as Emperor and Caesar. Russian czars derived their title from Caesar. Oh, that's interesting.
Caesar salad.
Yeah. I would like a czar salad.
Little Caesars.
I would like a big czar. Ceremonial practices. Coronations and state processions borrowed from Roman traditions. Palaces and cathedrals. These often featured Romanesque designs symbolizing continuity with Rome. Latin remained their language of court law and diplomacy. Secret societies such as the Freemasons, Rosicrucians, which I want to do an episode on, and the Illuminati are often linked to theories about the survival of Roman ideas in the modern world. These organizations are speculated to preserve ancient knowledge, hierarchical structures, and rituals that harken back to Rome, keeping its intellectual and cultural legacy alive in the shadows of history. So, Roman symbols, architectural styles, and Latin phrases are prevalent in many secret societies. Examples include Masonic lodges, often feature columns, arches, domes, and other architectural motifs inspired by Roman design, symbolizing stability, continuity, and power. Freemasonry and similar societies frequently use Latin phrases such as ordo ab chao, which is order out of chaos, echoing Rome's organizational philosophy during times of crisis. And secret societies employ rank-based systems to the cursus honorum, the sequential hierarchy of public offices in Roman governance. I cannot talk all of a sudden.
It's the beers.
Dude, I've had 1.5.
You're lightweight now.
Maybe, because I don't eat. All right, so many secret societies claim to be custodians of ancient philosophical and scientific knowledge, including the works of Roman thinkers like Cicero, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Some Masonic rites draw inspiration from Romic and pre-Christian traditions, incorporating symbolic gestures and ceremonies that evoke Rome's imperial and spiritual authority. Conspiracy theories often speculate the secret societies play a hidden role in modern geopolitics, economics, and governance, acting as the heirs to Roman power. Alleged connection to include the idea that the secret societies influence international organizations such as United Nations or the European Union reflects the perception of covert Rome guiding modern world affairs. The suggestion that these groups dominate global banking and commerce echoes Rome's centralized economic strategies. While many of these theories remain speculative, the persistence of such narratives underscores the enduring fascination with Rome's perceived invisible hand in shaping history. So what do you guys think so far? I mean, there's a lot of knowledge just thrown out there. So I think it's just setting up the basis for where we are today. So we're just setting up the framework and the what's the word I'm looking for?
The framework, yeah. The outline, the background, the foundation.
Foundation,
Okay.
That's the word. Thank you.
I was thinking the same thing, but I kept thinking fundamental. I'm like, I know it starts with an F, and it's not ringing in my head.
Like, what's that game where you're like charades and you're trying to guess the word?
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually great podcast work. It's just playing charades.
Yeah.
We should do that one time.
And have the audience play
Audience
along.
participation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a horrible idea, but yes. The Roman Empire's economic system was highly advanced for its time, integrating taxation, trade, and currency into centralized framework that sustained its vast territories. Many modern financial practices can trace their origins to Roman innovations, demonstrating how the empire's economic influence has shaped the global economy.
So we can blame you for taxation.
Yeah.
Just okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Actually,
Fucker.
I believe it happened before that. Didn't it? Didn't it happen in Greek?
Greece.
Yeah.
Greece
I was
lightning?
going to say Greek times, but I
Greek
just
times.
stopped
Greek
talking.
times. Grecian times.
Yeah. You know, like the time of yore.
The time of yore.
So the Roman denarius became a widely accepted currency, facilitating trade across the empire's diverse regions. The standardization of coinage served as a precursor to modern monetary systems. Rome developed a sophisticated system of taxation, including land taxes, customs, duties, and sales taxes. These revenues funded public works, military campaigns, and administrative expenses. What the fuck is going on over there?
I'm stuck in my I'm trying to take my coat off and I'm stuck.
All I see is you wrestling with nobody out of the corner of my eye, and then you start biting your own jacket.
I was trying to be subtle.
That was not. Do you need help?
I'm still stuck.
Bree, do you want to help her? Like pull a sleeve or something? And there we go.
It's like ripping my sweater off. Okay. Just go back to your regular life.
Go back to your regularly
Not back to
scheduled
your programming.
regularly scheduled programming.
Thank you.
Yeah. Holy shit. What was
Hopefully
that?
I don't get cold. Hopefully I don't get cold.
The empire's Jesus. The empire's road systems and naval routes connected Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa, fostering a globalized economy long before the modern era. The concept of state-backed financial institutions such as Roman treasuries laid the groundwork for central banking. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, economic systems inspired by Rome persisted. Families like the Medicis in Florence revived Roman financial practices during the Renaissance, establishing banks that resembled Roman public treasuries. Roman trade networks became the foundation for medieval fairs and marketplaces, linking cities across Europe and beyond. Institutions like the Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank operate on principles reminiscent of Roman treasury systems, regulating money supply and ensuring economic stability. Organizations like the World Trade Organization facilitate global commerce in a manner akin to Rome's trade policies. The euro, a unified currency across the European Union, mirrors the role of the denarius in unifying economic activity across a diverse population. The Roman concept of civitas, community or citizenry, underpins modern ideas of economic citizenship, taxation, and wealth redistribution. Social programs and infrastructure investments in contemporary nations echo Rome's emphasis on using public funds to benefit society as a whole. So this is what always, now I'm an idiot, okay? I'm going to preface this by me being stupid. I've always wondered how our economic system works. So from my understanding, the Federal Reserve gives the U.S. a certain amount of money, which then the U.S. gives to banks, and then the banks give to people and charge them interest. And then all that is paid back with interest.
Each of those transactions has a taxation interest on it, though, too.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's my question, and I'm going to keep this simple. Let's say the Federal Reserve loans out $100 to the U.S. government and charges them a 10% interest, right? So it goes out. There's only $100 in circulation, but $110 is owed to the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
Where does that $10 come from?
That's what keeps us enslaved in this whole system.
So basically,
go ahead.
This is all a big Ponzi scheme.
Right. I'm sitting here listening to you go through the whole financial piece. I'm sitting here thinking, so prior to this, there was more bartering or trading, or you just do it because it helps your community. Hey, I'm good at building. Hey, I'm good at cooking. And we all just kind of work together and take care of each other. How did you get people to buy into believing in this coin or this dollar as a trade for goods or services? And then create a system where everyone now is completely beholden to it.
I mean, very slowly. I mean, before the Federal Reserve, everything was backed by gold.
Right.
So you could only have however much gold you own out in circulation.
Right.
And now it's just made up numbers on a computer screen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, so again, me not really understanding too much
That's whoever the wicked evil genius at the top
Right.
was like,
Right. So
now
then,
I can keep people constantly working and chasing after this dollar.
right. And making the value of it fluctuate however they want it. I mean, that's
to their benefit, to their favor. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the real thing. Is that, okay, people have way too much money. We're going to drive up inflation.
Right. That's how the market crash is like,
Right.
oh, I'm going to call in everything that's due.
Right.
It's all due.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exist because there's only $100 in circulation, but I'm asking for my 110 or whatever.
Right. So, when are people going to wake up?
They are slowly.
You think so?
Slowly. That's
Especially
what
today.
This podcast.
Listen to this podcast.
And Frank will put you to sleep.
And I will
keep reading.
Make you horny.
Anyways.
Wilson.
There we go.
There it is. Had to sneak one more in. So the European Union is often described as a contemporary embodiment of Roman ideals, particularly its emphasis on unity, legal uniformity, and centralized governance across a diverse collection of nations. The EU's governance and institutional design draw heavily from the administrative principles of the Roman Empire. The EU's legislative, judicial, and executive bodies mirror the Roman Senate and the Emperor's advisory councils. Institutions like the European Parliament and the European Commission embody shared decision-making across member states. The EU enforces common laws and regulations, much like Rome integrated its provinces under a unified legal framework through the Corpus Juris Civilis. The EU's shared currency, the euro, and policies on trade and labor movement reflect Rome's efforts to standardize economic practices across its territories. So that also begs to how the European countries that are basically close to bankrupting, like Greece, I think Italy's close, and so forth, can still function because the EU is in charge and they have one standard money, right? Am I thinking about this correctly? Like,
I don't know too much about it, but I can see maybe some benefit to that because you're working with many other countries instead of on your own.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, we'll just say the euro, right? Or not say, but like the dollar, the euro dollar is always going to be worth the same amount, where before the EU, everyone had their own currency worth whatever their country. So now it's just more controlled.
Yeah. It's more, yeah.
I don't know. Listen, guys, I'm stupid. So.
Well, here in America, we don't really get access to foreign politics.
America. That's all I understood.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to hear.
That's exactly how they do it here.
100%. It drives me crazy. So phrases such as veritate concordia, united in diversity, echo Roman ideals of unity amidst cultural diversity. EU buildings, including the European Parliament in Strasbourg, feature classical design elements reminiscent of Roman administrative centers. The EU often invokes Rome as a shared cultural and historical foundation for its member states, emphasizing the idea of a united Europe rooted in a common legacy. Just as Rome integrated various ethnicities, languages, and religions into a cohesive political entity, the EU seeks to unite diverse nations such as a shared vision. Well, let me tell you, the genius behind the Roman Empire was that, hey, we're going to conquer you.
Yeah.
We're going to own you. Hey, believe whatever you want.
But you'll pay for it.
Right. But all we want is your tax money. You can do, you can believe, you can't say.
It's game time. And if you've got a hunch about this NBA season, you could turn it into a big win on FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Ooh, that guy's hotter than a microwave burrito.
Now that's a red hot hunch.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dogs deserve the best, and that means fresh, healthy food. Unlike other brands, Ollie offers 5 flavors that are as nutritious as they are delicious, all made in U.S. kitchens without harmful fillers or preservatives. Head to Ollie.com, tell them all about your dog, And use code HAPPYPUP to get 60% off your welcome kit with a bonus. You'll get a storage container for a mess-free experience. And it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee if your dog doesn't lick the bowl clean.
Did you know 39% of teen drivers admit to texting while driving? Even scarier, those who text are more likely to speed and run red lights. Shockingly, 94% know it's dangerous but do it anyway. As a parent, you can't always be in the car, but you can stay connected to their safety with Greenlight Infinity's driving reports. Monitor their driving habits, see if they're using their phone, speeding, and more. These reports provide real data for meaningful conversations about safety. Plus, with weekly updates, you can track their progress over time. Help keep your teens safe. Sign up for Greenlight Infinity at greenlight.com/podcast.
Because speaking against Caesar was punishment, but you could believe whatever you want, have whatever religion you want. That was the genius behind it back then. All we want is to get your money.
Sounds like a mafia.
Well, of course it does. I like it. I like it that way. So with a GDP rivaling that of the United States, the EU is a major player in global markets. The EU acts as a unified bloc in international negotiation, echoing Rome's role as the mediator and power broker in ancient geopolitics. The European Union's ambition to foster unity and cooperation across national borders reflects the Roman Empire's vision of a stable, integrated world order. The influence of Roman principles and systems is evident in several modern entities that are often described as heirs to the empire's legacy. These institutions and powers embody Rome's ideals of centralized governance, legal uniformity, and global influence. The United States is frequently likened to Rome, both in its republican foundations and its role as a global superpower. The U.S. Constitution incorporates Roman republican ideals, include a Senate, checks and balances, and the principle of representative government. Like Rome, the U.S. maintains a vast and technological advanced military projecting power across the globe. Through Hollywood, technology, and media, the U.S. spreads its cultural influence, echoing Rome's dissemination of Greco-Roman culture. The Vatican. As the seat of the Catholic Church, the Vatican retains a direct link to Rome's religious and political authority. The Pope's role as the head of the Catholic Church mirrors the dual authority of Roman emperors as both political leaders and religious figures. The Vatican's status as an independent city-state within Rome underscores its continuity as a center of power.
Right. We create rules or whatever that we mass blast far and wide across the globe, but we're just this own independent country.
Right.
Nobody can come in and audit this or do that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And all we're really doing is harming ourselves when we do that.
Mm-hmm.
By not basically following our own checks and balances. It doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, that's not what religion asks you to do.
Right. Right. They just want your belief.
Blind faith.
Pretty much. Yeah. Which is why I am not a fan of religion.
Agreed.
If people are religious, that's awesome. That's great. I hope it helps you be a better person. But personally, I see the control factor of it all. Especially, I think I've said this before, but belonging to any group, I think the head of that group always asks for blind faith and to do as I say, not as I do mentality.
I mean, you should be aware of, you should be aware of any organization that asks you to hand over your autonomy.
Yeah. I agree.
Types are a cult doesn't mean a cult is a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
you can look at anything, secret societies.
Right. Clubs.
I mean, it's just sororities, fraternities.
Yep.
All the way up to
work,
work, or even up to like political stances. Like, it's so easy to get caught up in like my side and your side. So I had this happen at work. I'm not going to say what side is which, but this lady looks at me, is talking to my boss, and the lady walks in and they were talking a little bit of politics, and she looks at me and asks my boss, "Oh, is he part of our team?" And I look and I go, "What team?" I go, "Aren't we all Americans?" I mean, and that pretty much shut her up, but I mean, like, in all honesty, you go to any military cemetery, it does not say so-and-so Democrat, so-and-so Republican. It just says American.
Yeah.
And that's all we are. We could believe to follow whatever set of standards we want, and politics is just my opinion and how I think it should be run. That's all it is. And people losing sleep and fighting and arguing over something this silly,
Well, I mean, you can even take it a step further. You don't have to be American or Canadian or, insert country here. At the end of the day, we're human beings.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And we all have different experiences. We all have different opinions, but by putting labels on things, it forces an opinion on you and a perception of you.
Right. Yeah.
And then we keep just adding more and more and more and more and more labels to refine you down to who you are, but really
it's segregating
level, you're human.
Well, yeah. And that's also just segregates you from other
for
people.
Sure.
So I think that you'll never see an uprising of citizens against the government in the U.S. like you have seen in Britain in the past, France, Spain, European, is because we are so shattered into small little groups to where we'll never formulate a whole big group to be like, no, we're all striking.
Right.
I'm not saying, uprise as a violent thing. I mean, civil. I'm a big fan of civil disobedience. So, we will never, because we're just so, it's like, oh, your group doesn't like the color blue. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like that's how petty it gets sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go back here. So global financial institutions. So organizations such as the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and World Trade Organization embodies Rome's economic principles. These institutions regulate global markets, manage debt, and facilitate trade, reflecting Rome's centralized economic strategies. Their emphasis on unifying financial systems echoes Rome's standardization of current and trade practices. Companies like Amazon, Google, and Apple wield influence across borders, shaping policy and culture, much like Rome shaped its provinces. These corporations operate on a scale comparable to the Roman Empire, dominating markets and industries worldwide. Their ability to shape consumer behavior and technological adoption mirrors Rome's role in spreading innovations across its territory. So the theory that Rome never truly fell but transformed into enduring institutions is supported by the pervasive influence of its systems. From Roman law to monarchical traditions to the Catholic Church, economic systems, and the European Union, Rome's legacy persists as an active force in shaping the modern world. Whether through conscious emulation or the organic survival of its structures, the spirit of Rome continues to define governance, law, and culture. Far from being a relic of the past, Rome remains an internal empire in disguise. So
I think the question out there is, did Roman Empire serve as a model for all of these categories that you essentially just listed out? Or did descendants of that Roman I'm totally blanking on words.
Empire.
there we go.
Fraction off into these areas to spread their reach even wider?
It's a great question. I would say that the Roman Empire's rules, laws were taken by groups and modeled them how best to control
their sector.
Right. Yeah, that's what I would think. I don't think the Roman Empire still, quote unquote, exists under any of these, either, the US, the EU, Vatican, a global financial institution, or multinational corporation. I think the way that the Roman Empire was set up, they just took whatever best practices fit those to dominate their field.
I'm thinking, like, at the beginning, back in like AD and whatever, it was more the descendants, and then it gradually went to the part where we're taking those ideas and being like, okay, like Frank said, like taking the best parts and incorporating it into our everyday lives. So I think it started all as descendant, and then came to, we're taking this idea, making it our own.
Yeah.
I like to go down the conspiracy route. I want to think the families are still running it all.
I know you do.
You and your conspiracies.
No, I actually.
I mean,
I love it though.
Oh yeah, 100%. I do. You know, like
It gets people thinking.
the fun thing about conspiracies is that you can find big parts of them that hold water. Like some of them may not be true. Some of them have been proven true. You know, and it's just fun to kind of go down a rabbit hole of, well, this part of this theory is true. I can Google it and it's true. And then like the really weird stuff, you're like, well, I can't find any information. So is that the part that's hidden?
right.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's very fun I kind of use them as like thought experiments.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I kind of look at it. And it just gets my mind rolling.
Yeah. I don't know.
rolling.
I guess I just
Exactly.
think of it, okay, you know, like mafia families,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You have your Don.
Mhm.
They run the show. You have your hitman. You have your people who are hustling. You have people.
Your consigliere.
There you go. You got all those. Did you just say a cunt?
No, it's Italian for cunt. Yes.
Oh,
No, consigliere. You know what that is? Their advisor.
their counselor.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like everyone has a specialty in the quote family, whether they're blood related or not.
Right.
I'm just thinking, I don't know, prestigious families like to keep their prestige within their network, within their circles.
Well,
They're not going to go marry somebody working at IHOP. Or, I mean, maybe, but
they'll just bang them. But no, I mean, you said something there that they may not be blood-related family, but they are, because only a full Italian can be a made man. So they still have to have the Italian lineage. It may not be like within that specific Paoletti family, but they would have to be 100% Italian to be a made man.
Paoletius.
well, you're African, so you can't be a made man.
That's true.
I'm trying to wonder. I'm trying to think.
Trying to wonder.
I'm trying to think. Sorry, I'm trying to think if what you just said is racist or not.
You said you had to. What is 100% Italian?
I have no idea.
How far back in a biological
I'm just
string?
teasing.
No, I know, but I'm just
just
saying,
teasing.
like,
You're not.
what is a
that wasn't
full-blooded
racist.
anything anymore? We're all mutts.
Well, my
Except for
family,
my grandma.
So my
The melting pot.
my family's lineage, started in Italy,
Well, as far back as you can go.
right? No, but
That's what I'm saying. Like, how far back do
Yeah,
you
right.
go?
Oh, I agree, but I think as far back as you can find research for. You know what I mean? Like, of course, we all came out of the cradle of civilization or cradle of humanity is just Africa. You know, we all have African DNA in us, but we can't, we don't have the history to go back that far. So
Just ask.
no, I know, and I'm answering.
I don't like your answers.
Well, fuck off. It's
as
just-
far back as I can look.
as far, yeah, that's what I think. I mean,
What if you have a great grandma Susie,
mhm.
who is from, I don't know, Argentina?
I was thinking Argentina. You read my fucking mind. That was crazy.
I was reading your eyes.
Yeah, I do have pretty eyes.
No, I was reading your brain through your eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks for the psychic message. Anyway.
Anytime. Well, yeah, I mean, then you would say I'm, 1% Argentinian, right? But like, so I did do a little research on my mom's maiden name, which is Scapoletti, and it actually originated in Greece. So, I mean, yeah, so I would say, it makes sense because the Roman Empire was founded off of Greek immigrants that traveled.
Well, and that's the thing.
And
That empire was so damn huge.
Right. And then it emulated the Greece's traditions and all that. That's why they have the same gods, just named something different.
Right.
So that's basically who started the Roman Empire. And then, Italians became Italians and we fucking rule.
So since you have Greek background, you should be Paolettis.
I'm a Paolettis. I'm a Francescos Paolettis. So, all right. Well, anything else to close out the episode here, ladies?
Nope.
What happens after the fall of this next empire? Boom, boom, boom.
That's probably when the Great Reset happens again. We're due for a reset.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what happens. We just destroy ourselves.
We just need to be the families at the top After the Great Reset.
Fuck it. I don't even want that.
I don't have any energy for that.
Listen, if nuclear war happens, I don't want to survive it. You know, so if nuclear attack happens, I want that missile to hit me right in the forehead. Just take me out right away. You know, so all right. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that was fun.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, that was a good episode. So again, thank you for listening. My name is Frank.
My name is Brie.
My name's Lynette.
And you've been listening to Fringe
Beyond Limits.
It's game time. And if you've got a hunch about this NBA season, you could turn it into a big win on FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Ooh, that guy's hotter than a microwave burrito.
Now that's a red hot hunch.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus vest that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at fanduel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Sign up for Greenlight today at greenlight.com/podcast.
You know that feeling when you're trapped in an elevator?
During a hurricane?
While being chased by a bear?
Wait, what? That's not even possible.
Okay, maybe not all at once, but on the Crux True Survival Stories, we bring you stories that are even more unbelievable, and they actually happened.
From mountainside miracles to ocean odysseys.
From desert disasters to Arctic adventures.
Are you drawn to thrilling survival stories where characters overcome impossible odds? The Crux True Survival Stories is your podcast.
New episodes are airing every Monday, available wherever you get your podcasts.